Alright, welcome back. Last time, if you can't tell from this, we've gone ahead and converted to Lutheran. I had no idea the event to support the Luther analog ended up converting me all the way, but it ended up doing so. Yippee. Of course, several of the smaller states have already done so in the HRE, as well as England and Scotland, as well as Sweden and for some reason Pskov. I don't know why they went Lutheran, but they did. Although in general Orthodox is slowly dying out. We've got Trebizond, well, we've got the Orthodox in Georgia, Armenia, Trebizond, and Crimea, as well as this half of Wallachia that's still independent from Hungary. There was Pskov, but they turned Lutheran, and the various minor Russian states that have managed to escape the grasp of Poland and Denmark. Yeah. Well, Livland's back. Huh. I guess Denmark-Norway decided to liberate them from Poland. But yeah, we conquered another province. Did some reforms. I think I did a minor reform, but I'm not entirely sure what it was. No, there's nothing apparent. Oh, right! Produce bureaucratic politicization. No, that was time for that. I guess I didn't do any minor reforms outside of changing religion. But I did two major reforms, boosting a direct and indirect taxation to level 2. This has had some effects on my stability, so it's going to take a while for me to recover from that, but I am earning far more money than I was previously. Discount property expenses. Yeah. With time, everything should be doing better, though. And now we just sit back and try to prevent the revolt from happening. Because if you look over here, it's at 70%. And unrest in both provinces is over 15. Yeah, I'm going to have to be careful here with that. And Bohemia is no longer a great power. Huh. Bengal's on the list, as is Hungary. Yeah, values get boosted based upon the number of institutions you have. Eventually, cultural literacy will come around. I'm hoping I can get enough knowledge production in my provinces in order to actually obtain it, though I don't find that too likely anytime soon. At the very least in my capital, it is high. Though we could certainly use more literates. Ah, literati. So I think my capital could use some industrial investment. Even more for the fact that the industry already is doing pretty poorly here. I guess the yeah. Yeah, the raw materials are just more expensive with the military building, with the armaments building. The raw materials are actually more expensive than the output. Process material is doing better. Might actually have to do with lack of industrial goods. It could just be lack of the raw material costs. Yeah, it might just be raw material. Wasn't there a cottage industry at some point? I guess that died off at some point. Oops. Smart to act. Yeah, we need more raw materials. More fuel would be good. And boosting the production of industrial goods would also be smart. Since processed materials is the one that's almost making money, if it weren't for the fact that labor is so expensive. Yeah, labor's the biggest cost. Well, labor is the biggest cost in both industries. It's just that in the armament industry, even if you discounted labor costs entirely, it wouldn't make a profit. The processed material industry, though, well, you would just have to drop wage costs by a quarter? Less than a quarter, and would already be making a profit. I think a fifth would be approximate. Yeah, about a fifth would be enough. So, what we need is just more labor available, but just not that many people moving in. Plus, life for the residents doesn't seem to be good enough. The thing is, armaments are expensive. Apparently, the industrial goods are even more expensive. Could use as fuel. Looks like fuel is really the thing that we could use more of. Funnily enough, though, the timber industry seems to be the best choice for that. But rural production in the province is already getting, well, reaching its first limits. And it's the only province with anywhere close to a good amount of forestry is available. Right, so, there are a variety of things I can do. I've gone on for a while, so let's get to them now. Well, okay, apparently everything needs to wait a day or two. So just takes points of commerce, yep. There we go, oh, that's gone. Time to refresh. Promote and support commerce. Perform a show of devotion. There you go, that improves their loyalty. And now to help with stability, full grain provisions. Just hope I can get to 1 stability soonish. It does seem like provincial corruption has hit a stopping point for the time being, and has started to go back down again. Probably because autonomy in the outer provinces, in the new provinces, is going down rapidly. And in the old one, it's going down a little bit. Not by much. Plus the increasing loyalty in general of gentry who are dangerous insofar as corruption is concerned. Gotta get spy note 64 to fabricate a province. Fabricate a claim on a province, not fabricate a province. Apparently re-allied Meissen directly after that war. Interesting. Right, first we gotta restart the grain. Oh, yep, okay. And let him call it for a session after I've also restarted influential aristocrat. Okay. There's a decision I need to make here. I can either continue pushing up the loyalty of the gentry, which is exceptionally low. Or I can try for reforms. I do think it would be best to not do that. Yeah, okay. Let's wait some time for the next reform. I can do that. Plus, stability is going to be at a premium for a while, so I'd rather not burn that unnecessarily. Until the latest reforms have had their effects subside. I am getting a lot more money than I was previously, though, so I don't know where most of it's coming from. Because that revenue of 35 does not seem to add up here. I'm getting 21 from peasantry, almost 2 from residents, 1.5 from nobles, 3 from the burghers, and not enough to mention from the clergy, as well as 2.5 from property per year. Somehow that's supposed to add up to 35. Okay, so peasantry, so the lower class in total gets me about 23. Then you add together all the upper class, and that's another 4.5 put together. So 27.5 plus 2.5, so 30. I'm not sure where all that extra money is coming from. I'm also spending money to maintain property. Probably different provinces, yeah. Oh, wait. Right. So, various industry investments, etc. At least the industry is starting to do better inside of my capital province, though it's mainly processed materials. Armaments. Oh, armaments are doing good again. Okay. Okay. I guess military goods have jumped up in price. So it could be more that the raw materials. Yeah. Okay. Looks like the cost of the inputs have reduced. Because I checked previously and was so bad in price. The efficiency was so bad that even if you removed all the labor costs, the armament industry was still losing money. Could have been some oddity with labor employment, though. Might be time for that to expand again, the local industry. I probably am going to wait just a bit longer. Then again, 2/3 labor demand. Plus, I could use more literati. The province is only producing 0.8 knowledge. I would like far more than that. Because we're approaching the point at which casual literacy spawns. This occurs at around 1500. There's 13 years left until that occurs. It does require tech level 31, but I'm probably going to end up grabbing it anyway. Knowledge production of at least 2, and I also need a higher learning industry to be present. Yeah, it's all religious education. And there's not enough residents to sustain that. This province might just need a investment. And commercial industry, yeah. Could see what cottage industry produces. Okay, it produces a tiny amount of food, a bit of consumer goods, some military goods, some industrial goods, and a tiny amount of luxury goods. Like most of the rural industries in the province, apparently there's not enough labor. Labor's not cheap enough to sustain all this. Every industry is doing good, or well, at least the textile industry is doing good. Consumer goods are expensive. Naval goods are never, ever really worth it, though. So, yeah. Okay, so province could definitely use some more peasant labor. Probably? Oh, yes. But there's only a trickle moving in, so... Whereas this province has plenty of free labor of every kind available. Alright, okay, time for some drastic measures. Industrial here, and I guess... here as well. This will cause some fun stuff to occur economically, but it's important for growth. 666. The rebels have not risen up. I've had to use the forceful measures twice so far in order to keep it from getting over the top. I mean, if I hadn't done it the second time, it would be at 90. But I don't want to risk not paying attention and then revolting, because that would not... I would not be able to stop a revolt. I do not have the military. They can put out twice as much manpower as I can, and yeah. Oh well. Autonomy is going down, even if slowly in certain provinces and more quickly in others. This one's better going down. This one's going down at a decent pace, and this one is going down rather quickly. Though it is slowing down because high rate of change. Corruption's also going down, at least state corruption. Provincial corruption is taking its time, though, somewhat. Mainly because the gentry happen to be a big source. And my state corruption happens to be pretty high, so it's going to take time for that to go down, sadly. And any attempts to make it go faster will... Well, any real attempts outside of this is going to cause dramatic changes. I mean, I could burn 2 stability. Coercing the elites is a bad idea. High wages is gonna be interesting to say the least, but... I'd rather not burn state reach, though. -1 for burn 5 state reach. That's 10 years worth of state reach. I'm at 40%. I don't plan on expanding it higher until I've gotten more reforms through to reduce corruption. Like this one. Okay, I can't do that one. Or this one. Or this one. This one maybe? No. Not that one. Can't do that one. Can't do that. Okay. There's a couple more reforms I'd like to do. Plus, I also want to eventually start attacking rural autonomy. Because that one is something that I need to deal with. Sooner rather than later. However, I can't... I have to... It's really expensive in noble loyalty. And there's very few ways for me to obtain that en masse. Because... Yeah. Tenant abuse is not exactly efficient in that regard. It's 5 loyalty every 10 years. This, however, promoting their interests inside the faction system is like 10 or 15 every 5 years, so that's what I have to deal with. Anyway, I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.